How you doing, everyone? This is Matthias Atva from Dee Rek Dreadnought, your Dreadnought PS4 replay guy. And your eyes do not deceive you, this is not a replay with just one Monarch. This is a 3-view, 3-Monarch, player-submitted replay cast with me and a bunch of space apes in Monarchs, aka Monkey Kings. That's right. I am going to invoke Sun Wukong, the Monkey King from Chinese folklore, to be the cover art for this awesome Space Ape volunteered 3-way player submitted replay cast with Tier 5 Monarchs. This is pre-patch. It was recorded just a few days before the Halloween market update patch, but that's okay because it is still an awesome replay. You are really going to love the action in this one, and what makes this so special is that it was impromptu, just put together. I just happened to be playing with Scroat, the player voted #1 player for the PS4 server on Dreadnought of all time, along with another top 10 player voted for by us for the PS4 server on Dreadnought, Valorous. We were all just playing together, having casual matches, when we said to ourselves, hey, why don't we do a triple Monarch game and see what happens? And what makes this so awesome is that there was no planning, there was no coordination. We took our favorite jumping Monarchs and had our own individual builds and brought them into battle, and it was amazing how much they complemented each other. As you may know, my jumping Monarch is a survivability fiend meant to go in there and endure punishment and give it out, trying to last as long as it can in battle and make it out alive so I can preserve my precious KD. And of course you have Scroat, and Scroat is known for his precision and technical excellence. He wants to go in there and do as much damage as possible, keeping the enemies from escaping and getting his kills and achieving victory like a laser. And of course we have on the other side of the spectrum one of his best friends, Valorous, who likes to go in and just sow confusion with Triad Pobs and Bombers because Valorous loves chaos. And Valorous does not care about efficiency. Valorous wants to go in and just ruin everyone's day with mayhem and destruction, and I think that's just fine. And together, we are going to take on a tough enemy team around the Rings of Saturn in this Legendary Onslaught match, and it is going to be truly epic, as you will soon see. When the Monkey Kings come for you, there is nowhere to hide. Just prepare to die. Alright, let's jump right into this awesome match, and of course we have our 4th member of the team. I am your father, Seba, who does not like playing the Monarch, but decided to volunteer to be the Octa healer in this awesome, awesome fight to the finish. And we thank you very much, Seba, for your efforts, and you will see Seba being a frontline healer and doing the job that needs to be done so that we can do the job that we need to do to win this match. And you see we are already jumping into the center and claiming our territory. And as you know from my other player submitted replay cast, this is totally unscripted and done in real time, only editing things out like phone calls, traffic noises, and cat meows. So you know this is the real deal. And you see that Seba is already putting some heals on Valorous, and we are just testing the waters here. I am in front, Valorous is following right behind, and we see already that the enemy is starting to put pressure in the central tube of the Rings of Saturn. You see a lot of artillery fire coming in, and Scroat decided to just go slightly behind us and make sure everything was okay. There were no Corvettes or anything by the command ship, and you see that there is a bot task force of 2 Oberon destroyers attempting to flank us and get to that precious command ship, but that's just fine because we have Scroat there, and you see that I'm going to jump in on those destroyers to make sure that they do not penetrate our lines and get to the squishy ships behind us. Meanwhile, Valorous is taking a lot of fire, and Scroat takes that opportunity while Valorous is distracting the enemy to jump in and get some damage on that destroyer. Look at that destroyer just melt at the firepower that Scroat brings to bear, and Valorous jumps right in behind him and decides to put some damage in there too, but it's already too late because the technical kill belongs to Scroat, and while Scroat's getting that kill, I am finishing off that destroyer while Scroat gets the Berserker and puts even more pressure on this poor ship right here, and it is done for. Captain Kill Berserker Warfare, and of course Val has a new target. It's that destroyer back there. Where is Math? Where can he be? He's fighting that destroyer, but the bot destroyer decided to turn around, so that is a good opportunity for me to jump right in behind these guys, and you see Val is coming in, and while Val is going in after that destroyer, Math is going in and taking out that artillery cruiser that was putting so much damage on everyone, and then Val finishes off that destroyer with a little bit of help from Scroat, and now all three Monarchs are in the middle of the enemy formation. What are they going to do? It's only 3 ships, but can they possibly take them down? I don't know. Another bad guy is about to go down as I unleash ballistic broadsides right into the bow of that ship, and it goes down. Meanwhile, Val is sowing confusion with all these scramble mines everywhere and decides to jump in on this Dreadnought as Scroat decides to deliver the punishing plasma broadside salvo and put that Dreadnought down. Oh my goodness, over half the team has been destroyed, and now they're respawning, but it's time for Scroat to leave the party temporarily because Scroat is getting low on hull, and Val is going to be Scroat's escort and is getting ready to jump out with Scroat. Oh, look at the missiles and damage coming in on Scroat right now, but he's out of there with under 1/4 life to go, and Val is right behind to make sure that Scroat is just fine, and of course Seba is there, and Seba is going to heal Scroat, but oh no! Did I make a mistake here? Did I overestimate my ability to get away? But luckily Retaliator is there, and with all the damage I'm taking on my shields, I am just barely getting away from the onslaught, but it looks like the enemy team is quite angry at me, and they are going to go in to try to finish the job. Meanwhile, we have a bot healing Scroat and Seba healing me, and Scroat decides to take out that Corvette right there, but there's another Corvette coming in on the command ship, and of course Val is on it. Val says, okay, if this Corvette penetrates the lines and gets through, I want to be there to meet it, but it's okay, Val, because at long range my ballistic broadsides take care of that Corvette quite handedly, but I'm not out of the water yet, even though now I have 2 tacticals coming in to heal me. Look at all the missiles, look at all the firepower coming in on me. You think I'm okay now, but I may not be in a little while, but all of a sudden Scroat comes in and says, hippity hoppity, get off my property, and decides to go right to the top of the spire while I am absorbing all the damage and I am distracting the enemy team. Scroat decides to go in right on this destroyer and give it the alpha strike. Look at that alpha strike. That destroyer is almost taken out right there just from one single alpha strike. Everyone shifts fire to Scroat, but with Retaliator that is a mistake because we have a second alpha strike coming, and that is the end of that destroyer. It is gone. Now Scroat works on the next one, and Val starts catching up as he turns around, decides to go jump right in, but look at this. Scroat is starting to take a lot of damage. Did he bite off more than he can chew? I don't know. Will he make it out of there? He is targeting me right now. He's getting ready with the jump. His shields are running out. Will he make it out? Well, no matter what happens, that Dreadnought is gone, but Scroat makes it out. Scroat comes to me, and I go right back in, take his place, and I decide to go right in and pick on this Dreadnought right here. This Dreadnought is getting all the fire from me right now, and Val is right behind me. He is about to go in there, jump in and support, lend the chaos, drop those pods, get the bombers going, and there is no escape. Goodbye, Dreadnought. You ain't getting out of there alive. And all of a sudden, all the enemy ships are going to focus on me right now, but I'm smart. I'm not going to take my chances like I did last time. I'm going to absorb as much fire as I can and then leave, and Val is going to take my place, and Seba is right there to lend support. And with Scroat almost healed up and me doing quite well with the hull, we are going to follow Val right back in there. There will be no letting up of pressure whatsoever, and look at the triad pods. Look at the bombers just scrambling that poor Dreadnought. The Dreadnought doesn't know what to do, so the Dreadnought decides to jump up. Because the Dreadnought was scrambled, that Dreadnought just jumped right back into the same place, out of the frying pan, into the fire, and now we have all 3 Monarchs on our team, all 3 Monkey Kings coming in and just laying the damage in right there, and Scroat finishes off that ship right there with the tank and the Berserker and an assist to boot, and another Berserker. That's double Berserker for Val, while Scroat got a single berserker from before, just laying in the damage. Look at the broadside right there, and that's the end of that destroyer with a double kill, and I'm right there next to Scroat, and I don't want to see this Dreadnought get away. It's one of the last ships of the enemy formation that was on top of the central tube of the Rings of Saturn, and I am going to get a little payback right here and be relentless and go after this Dreadnought as it tries to pick on our tactical cruiser. Scroat's no fool, even though he's putting fire into that ship right there. Scroat knows that he's just wasting time because he sees enemy ships spawning near our command ship, and he decides put some damage into that other ship and then jump away to our command ship to defend it and starts putting damage into the ship right there. Val, of course, is going to try to follow suit and is making sure no other ships are there, but oh no, one of our tactical cruisers got taken out by a destroyer, so you know where I'm jumping next. And look, Scroat gets the caretaker and the streak for saving our command ship. That poor destroyer may have taken out our tactical, but hit itself with a Scylla torpedo, and I am going to capitalize on that. But unfortunately, I found the rest of the enemy team. I do get the killing blow, but I know I have to get out of there because I may be at full hull, but that won't last forever, so I drop triad pods and get ready to jump. Meanwhile, Valorous has found a Dreadnought to try and destroy with all the mayhem of the bombers and the triad pods, and it tries to jump away, but there is no escape, jumping right into Scroat. Scroat and Val are now competing to see who can kill this poor Dreadnought first, but unfortunately the kill is stolen by Aaron Jones, and right now I am trying to lay in some damage with those triad pods, the gift that keeps on giving. I left them behind and they're doing damage to that destroyer while I put in damage from farther away, and of course Val is like, I am sick of people stealing my kills, and decides to go mano-y-mano with this Oberon Dreadnought, just laying in the damage, loosing the bombers on them, adding with the confusion and the chaos. I don't get the kill on that destroyer, but I get helped out with the bot and I get the captain kill anyway. Meanwhile, Val is going toe-to-toe with no help against this poor Dreadnought, and this Dreadnought is regretting life right now and tries to put tractor beam pods on Val, and Val is like, sure, go right ahead. Meanwhile, Scroat is jumping right in on this poor destroyer. The destroyer decides to launch a Scylla torpedo against me, but that's not going to do any good, and Scroat is there point blank on this poor destroyer, absorbing the nuke, and it doesn't do anything. Meanwhile, I lay in with my broadsides and get the kill, finishing off the destroyer, being double teamed in the center, and Val is surveying the enemy team and launching bombers and adding more confusion and chaos to the match. Meanwhile, Scroat is in the center of the tube, just taking it on the face and giving it right back, and that was a great view of Val watching me jump in on this artillery cruiser, and the artillery cruiser has already taken so much damage from Scroat and from my triad pods. I launched some more triad pods and give it a quick broadside for the streak, and I'm taking on this destroyer right now. Meanwhile, Scroat taking on this Dreadnought and helping me with the destroyer right there. We have triad pods from both me and Val going nuts. Look at that destroyer just getting melted, and it's done. Scroat got the last kill, and then Scroat put some damage in here, and so do I, but Scroat gets the domination. Yet another double kill in the central tube of the Rings of Saturn, and we have Val. He's about to jump in, but he's waiting for the moment to close the trap on these ships. They are being reckless. They need to catch up in points, and they are just jumping in, trying to get either me or Scroat down, and of course they are just jumping into two broadsides right to the face. Even with armor amplification, it does not matter. I get the kill with my ballistic broadside with a lot of help from Scroat, and this is the moment that Val decides to close the trap. Now we are literally going to surround most of the enemy team with 3 Dreadnoughts, and oh no, Scroat just took that poor ship right out, and we have bombers flying everywhere, 2 sets of triad pods, 2 sets of broadsides just laying into ship after ship as they come in. We have a frontline freak for Val, and Val is not done yet as his triad pods kill a destroyer, and Val is about to get a double kill for killing that destroyer. The enemy ships don't even know what happens. As soon as they come in, they just get melted away, just get totally destroyed, and then they are left alone against 3 Monkey Kings. And what can you possibly do? You have the damage being laid on Valorous, but Valorous is absorbing it while I jump in and look at the double broadside go into this poor destroyer. You would think that's a Corvette with the amount of damage that gets taken away and melted. And of course, Val doesn't leave empty-handed as he gets a combat assistance. And we have Scroat just leapfrogging right in one after another. Scroat decides to go in on this artillery cruiser and takes it out. And then I jump in on the next artillery cruiser and take it out, just leapfrogging and getting a double kill as well. They try to jump in right there with this poor Dreadnought, but I don't think the Dreadnought thought when he started the jump he'd be in this battle alone, because there was 3 other enemy ships in the area, but they got vaporized in just a matter of seconds. And even though they think they may try to get one of us, Seba is there ready to heal us, and of course Scroat gets the tactical kill and quite a few saboteurs and double kills this match. The match is almost over. The points are so lopsided it's absurd, and we have a good view from Val right here. Val is launching bombers to try and sow confusion with that Dreadnought and that enemy tactical, and Scroat jumps right in and I jump right after, so we're both on the Dreadnought and the tactical. I go after the Dreadnought, and of course Scroat stasises and broadsides the tactical, taking it right out of there for the saboteur, and both me and Scroat are now piling the damage on. And of course Val is jumping in right now below us and gets belly rubs on this poor Dreadnought and takes it out for the tactical kill. The match is almost over. We have to choose our targets quickly to get the match done with, and the Monkey Kings decide that this poor destroyer is the one that needs to go. You see Scroat jumping in right there. I am going to follow suit soon after, and then Val will close the trap and we will surround this poor destroyer as Val gets the smooth sailing. One of many for all of us, as well as many frontline freaks in this match. And that's it. That's the end of the destroyer with so many broadsides, so much firepower going in. And that is what happens when you unleash the Monkey Kings along the rings of Saturn. Thank you very much, Seba. You see Scroat got the 45-75. Seba got 3rd place because of all the outstanding healing he did, and I got 2nd place with 25-42. Look at that. You'd think 16 kills is a lot and would be the top of the match, but it's only slightly above average, because look at Scroat with 2 double kills, 20 kills, and of course you have Val with 11 assists and 6 kills. No deaths between the 3 of us. What a brilliant match, 304 to 124. Well, this was the first ever triple view player submitted replay cast on Dee Rek Dreadnought. Thank you very much to Scroat and Val, the Space Apes and Monarchs, otherwise known as the Monkey Kings, who came in on this impromptu random match. We just had a lot of fun, threw it together, and it turned out to be a great example of teamwork and coordination, and hopefully a harbinger of things to come as we see more and more players that play Dreadnought on PS4, and our subscribers, our viewers to Dee Rek Dreadnought will start playing together and using team tactics and recording your really good team games, and perhaps we can get a 4 or 5 or even 6 to 8 view player submitted replay casts, and I will compile them and bring them together for you and cast them for you if you can get the replays to me. And that is what we are all about here at Dee Rek Dreadnought, getting you the best, most action-packed Dreadnought content, and hopefully one day having Dreadnought E-Sports for your enjoyment. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this is the first of many multi-view player-submitted replay casts. And if you want more of this crazy action, you know where to go, to Dee Rek Dreadnought on YouTube. Well, that's it from me for now, and I'll see you soon in Sinley Bay.